This shit started. Okay, let's do a quick grab before I put it on center. Let's turn it on. All right, I'm re-recording this whole thing because I did it yesterday, and apparently my microphone was in a bad spot, and so it was unusable, completely unusable, which was really kind of sad. On the other hand, it gives me a chance to ride again, so woohoo! All right, welcome to Bike Like a Dog, everybody. You know, when I first started making my life choices, it was not one of them to become a mechanic. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with mechanics, not at all. It's just not something I wanted to do. And so, when I got out of school, got a job, everything, it was kind of surprising to me that a lot of the guys that I worked with seemed like every weekend they had something to do on their car, their truck, their wife's car, their motorcycle, something. There was always something going. And I thought, man, I mean, that's one reason I went to school and, you know, got a degree, got a job, because the whole point was I wanted to be able to pay somebody to do the stuff like that, because I didn't want to do it. You know, kind of like paying somebody to cut your grass or something, right? All those things that, to me, fell into the realm of chores. It was only years later that I realized that that's not how they viewed it. It was not a chore to them. This was something they enjoyed. So for them, doing something on the weekend. Hold on, let me go through this construction here. Going through and doing stuff every weekend, that was like their best weekend. Their ideal weekend was to be able to spend the whole thing in the garage with whatever pet project they had going. And then taking it out on the road if it would run, and, you know, seeing how whatever changes they made work. For me, no. I was more of the every 3 months or 3,000 miles, take the vehicle in to get it serviced, whatever it needed. And what I'm discovering is that motorcycles don't give you quite that same level of detachment. For example, chain. Now, according to my manual, you should clean and lubricate the chain whenever it looks dry or dirty. Although, if you go on some forums, they'll say, yeah, every 200 or 300 miles. Going 200 or 300 miles, man, for me, that's like every weekend or you know, every couple of weeks. And, I mean, I like the people at the dealership and all, but not enough to be paying them every couple of weeks to clean and lubricate my chain. So I bought a rear wheel paddock and a mow tool kit that has the lubrication, the cleaner, the brush, the gloves, all that kind of stuff in it. And by the way, now's probably as good a time as any to mention that no, I am not sponsored by anyone. So if you hear anything like Motool or something like that, it's not sponsored. I paid retail just, you know, like everybody else, because I am everybody else. I also had to buy the same thing for my son because he's up in Athens, so he needed his own rear wheel paddock and kit and everything. for his Ninja. And speaking of the Ninja, he just let me know this past weekend, well, actually a couple of weeks ago, I guess now, that he sent me pictures going, hey, look at the new grips I put on the bike, you know. And now he's put on a slip-on exhaust, which he says sounds awesome. I haven't heard it yet. I asked him to send me a sound clip, and he was like, Dad, no, it just, yeah. It won't do it justice. Trust me. So I got to get up there sometime and hear what that bike sounds like now that he's got the slip-on. For me, yeah, I'm not really a slip-on exhaust kind of guy. I mean, he's 19, and he's in a motorcycle club at school with guys that are on, you know, R7s and Gixxers and everything else. So putting that slip-on exhaust is important to make that bike sound like what all the others sound like. But for me, I mean, I'm in my 60s, and to be honest with you, most of my peer group is going to be on, like, you know, big old V-twin Harleys or cruisers of some sort, which means there's just really only so much I can do. Really, there's nothing I can do to make a 451cc 180-degree crank parallel twin sound impressive to them. To them, it's still going to sound like a lawnmower. But for him, yeah, it was important. It greatly increased his enjoyment of riding, right? When he's riding that bike, it sounds like what he wants it to sound like now. So he is really enjoying that. I wouldn't really derive that much enjoyment from the sound. On the other hand, the grips, yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me. So it'll help reduce the vibrations in my hands, which will make it more enjoyable for me for longer trips. I already got a different seat, hoping for the same thing to make it a little more comfortable when riding for a period of time. I'm also thinking about getting some mirror extensions so I can see past my shoulders, and hopefully it'll help isolate them from the vibrations of the handlebars as well, because once you get around 7,000 RPM, everything gets a little squiggly in my mirrors. And I got a $12 throttle lock coming in, because this is a cable throttle, so the only thing I can do for a cruise control. But again, these are all things to help the bike make it more enjoyable for me to ride, especially over distance. And I think that's why bikes in general are so unique, because for the most part, these things are not expensive. They're pretty easy for you to do yourself. Even the cleaning and lubing the chain, pretty easy to do yourself. Minimum of equipment needed. So these are things that I just think that that's why bikes are so unique. Got a little bit of a, hold on here. Let this ambulance go by. All right. So all that to say, if you haven't bought a bike yet, be prepared, because you're probably going to find yourself wanting to do some mods on it. Some of them are going to be, you know, inexpensive, like this stuff. I mean, the most expensive thing that I've said so far was the slip-on exhaust, because that was like $250. The throttle, like I said, it was like 12. No big deal. But I think that being able to add mods to your bike and making it enjoyable for the way you want to ride it, that is what it means to bike like a dog. Please feel free to subscribe. Love to have you subscribe. Give a thumbs up here if you like what's going on. By all means, you do not have to be a Bulldog to subscribe. Make that really clear. I have friends who, oh my gosh, they like what they wear, like orange on game days. Oh, it's horrible. Or crimson. Oh my gosh. But seriously, you don't have to be a Bulldog to be here. I'm glad to have you. But above all, no matter who's your favorite team, no matter where you are in the world, make today a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.